YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what's going on? Sorry about that. I need to shave, I know. But it is what it is. You know. Uh, I be trying to look all professional for y'all, but I'm a working man, so hey, it is what it is. I had to turn the air vent so the APU can blow cold air on me. So I know I've been absent for a while. I just been busy, been trying to make some moves and get my authority set up so I can start hiring guys. I've been working on my lease contract. Been working on my lease contract so I can start hiring guys and I'm trying to see how my IFTA program goes with my Calm Data fuel card. Trying to get that straightened out. I want to make sure everything running smooth before I start hiring guys. Um, so that's what's going on. I'm trying to develop a workflow program so when I start hiring guys, I can fill out carrier packets real quick. Um, you know, there's some brokers out here that still require you to fill out a paper form carrier packet, and so I think I got that figured out. I mean, when I got to fill out a carrier packet to do my own load, it's all good, but when I got to fill out a carrier packet for a driver, I'm trying to get it to where I can fill out that carrier packet, sign it, send it over to the broker, and get that driver moving. You know, um, I'm trying to decide whether I should let guys sign their own carrier packets or I sign the carrier packets. I'm kind of between that. Trying to develop a smooth program. Uh, uh, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've just been busy. I'm about to close on another property here in a minute. Um, uh, the owner of the property haven't got back to me yet. I submitted an offer. If they want it, hey, we can move forward. If they don't, there's a bunch of other properties out here we can move forward on. So that's what's going on. Wayne, what's up, for graduated with my CDL, got my hazmat tanker. Waiting to hear from Grondike Transport with Jessup. Okay, yeah, man, that's a good place to start. You gonna be pulling tanker? Yeah, that's good. Um, tanker guys, y'all tanker guys, the tanker sector is decent. You make good money in tanker. You got to feel your way around because I don't know too much about tanker. You don't ask me nothing about tanker. I don't know nothing about it, but I do know a few guys who do very well in tanker. So you got to be very careful if you're pulling them chemicals and stuff. You can't have no accidents, man. You got to take your time. If you got to get out the truck and look 10 times, do it. Don't be trying to be Brody, and don't let guys out here pressure you to do stuff. You know, if you feel comfortable driving 60 miles an hour down the road, drive 60 miles an hour, because at the end of the day, it's your career on the line. This is your job. So don't let guys pressure you and bully you and make you feel bad because you serious about what you do. Okay, you take what you do serious. If it's bad weather out here and you don't want to drive, don't drive, man. If you backing into a spot and you feel like the spot is not safe for you to back in, or the situation not safe for you to do, you pulling into a spot, you going to a customer, don't do it, man. Like if you pull up to a road and you look down the road and you see it's not a safe road for your truck to go down, park the truck on the side of the road and walk down there and look at it first and see if your truck's safe enough to go down there. I can tell you many times I've done that. It's easier for you to put your hazards on, block traffic, and to walk down there and then have to get down there and have to back out of a dead end street. Okay, I mean, do not just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and take your time. That's the biggest advice I can tell a new driver in this business. Take a breath, take your time. Do not get in a hurry. Do not get in a hurry. That's all I can tell you. All the other stuff comes second. Take your time, because as soon as you get in a hurry, boom, you get in an accident or you get into a situation. You're gonna get into a situation and then you're gonna have drivers standing over there laughing at you, right? It ain't their license on the line. Take your time. That's what I got to say to new guys coming in this business. Hey man, them trucks. Why them trucks want such a high down payment and they 10 grand down on your first 10 grand down on your firstborn baby? Well, it's business, man. Trucking is a high risk industry. So trucking is a high risk industry. So and see, a lot of guys don't really get it, but you gotta understand, trucking is a high risk industry, and then trucks depreciate. So the banks got to make sure that they get their money, and they have to develop a system of being profitable. These companies are here to make money. They're not into it to lose money. And so, just like I say in a lot of my videos, the only thing I believe in paying cash for is real estate. That's it. If there's a big purchase in my life, the only thing you're going to see me pay cash for is some real estate. That's it. Okay? And maybe some commodities like gold or something, oil. Because, see, the thing is, you guys have to get educated. You have to learn your history. Okay? And then you'll understand the trends in business. Okay? And so when I talk about the trends in business, this could set me up for my title of this video. That's why I made the title of this video, The Game. Okay? That's why I made the title of this video called The Game. Because here's the game. The reasons why banks require a large down payment on a truck is because it's a commercial depreciating asset. Okay? It's high risk. Your chances of being successful is not that great. Okay. And so they have to make sure they make their money. And so you can pretty much look in, you pretty much look out in the marketplace and just look at what banks will allow you to, what banks will lend money on. You can't call up Bank of America and ask them for a loan on a truck. But you can call up Bank of America and ask for a loan to buy a house. Bank of America will loan you money to buy a house all day long. Okay? Bank of America will not loan you money to buy mutual funds. They just won't. They won't let you buy mutual funds. Okay? The stock market is a Ponzi scheme. Okay? It is a glorified lottery system. Okay? See, the simple fact that they don't even give an insurance policy on a mutual fund is an indication on telling you what you should and shouldn't do. Okay? You buy a duplex, you can get insurance on it. You pretty much, like if you buy a duplex and rent it out, you're looking at little to no risk. The risk is like so low, it's like ridiculous. Okay? And so for that risk, what you're paying for is risk. That's the game. Okay? So the reasons why these banks want $10,000-$15,000 down on a truck is because you are considered a high risk venture. Okay? So it's all risk. You know? But you can go buy a house and put 3% down. You can buy $150,000 house and put you can buy $100,000 house and only have to put down $3,000 or $4,000 down. You can buy a house, $100,000 house, about $4,000 or $5,000 down. Now, if you qualify for the first-time home buyers credit, depending on your state or your county may have a whole bunch of grants and first-time home buyer programs, and you might get a check at closing. That's what happened with me when I bought my first house. I got a check back at closing. I got $1,000 check back at closing. Closing costs were about $10,000. And so with the first time home buyer credit and all the crap that goes along with buying a house and all that, I got $1,000 check back at closing. You can't get that with a truck. I'm just saying. So if you go to a dealership and they run your credit and they be like, man, you're gonna need, more than likely they're gonna ask you for a down payment. There are no grant programs for you to get a truck, and I mean, there are some grant programs out there to start a business, but trucking ain't one of them. It has to be it's based on need, and so you gotta understand the game out here. That's the game. So a lot of people, the big thing is we don't use our common sense. We don't use our common sense. Our common sense, if we just look out in the marketplace and just look at all the stuff out here that's going on to get a truck, buy a house, or start a business, or different industries that we can get into, we just use our common sense and say, okay, I don't want to get into this industry because the 20-year outlook on this industry won't be around. Okay, I'm gonna go and get in this industry because the 10, 15, 20-year outlook on this industry over here is good. Common sense. So that's just like going to college. That's just like going to college and getting a degree in art, getting a degree in art or something, or getting a degree in something that's not marketable in the marketplace. You're gonna sit up there and spend 30, 40, $50,000 in student loan debt to get a degree that ain't gonna do nothing for you 20, 30, 40 years from now. The industry that you're studying for won't even be around. You just wasted money. We're not using our common sense. So, you know, I appreciate that, man, for giving me a kickstart to this video, giving me a head start for giving me, because the name of this video is called The Game. And that's the game, man. A lot of guys be talking about, man, I paid cash for a truck. I'm like, oh my God, that was the stupidest thing. It's not stupid, but it's just not a good use of money. Okay, money is a tool, just like a truck. And the sooner we realize that, then the better we'll be, because guys out here, they go out here and spend money as if it's made to be spent. You know, money made to be spent. Okay, that's why you broke. That's why it's made to be spent. Oh, you're gonna be 60 years old, broke. Don't have no assets. Money is a tool. Money is a tool to acquire assets. That's all money is. Money isn't used to be buying stuff. But we treat it that way because we're ignorant and we don't know what we're doing. It's just like you giving a loaded gun to a kid that don't know how to work this gun. But then once you learn how to use the gun, you become familiar with it, you become comfortable with it, and you know how to use that gun, right? You know how to clean it, you know all the safety checks, and you're comfortable with working the gun. But just like the average person, they're not comfortable with guns. Like the public, the government wants you to believe that guns are bad. Guns kill people. No, people kill people, not guns. You have a loaded gun sitting on the table. The gun just don't jump up and start shooting people. A person has to grab the weapon and start pulling the trigger. See? But the government wants you to believe that the propaganda out here wants you to believe that guns are bad. I own guns, okay? I never killed nobody. You know what I mean? Like it's just an ignorant thing that it's an ignorant stigma, you know. And it's like guns kill people. No, they don't. People kill people, you know. And you know, and this video isn't about guns. I don't want to get a bunch of comments about guns. I was using an example to apply that guns is just like money. Like somebody with a bunch of money that don't know how to use it could kill themselves. And we are killing ourselves. We got a lot of people out here killing themselves every day. They go to work every day killing themselves for nothing. And they don't know how to use money. They don't know how to use it. They go off, you know, and a lot of this stuff that we're doing out here is a temporary. It's just, everything is just temporary, you know, and we go pay cash for a truck and we think we done something good. Like, dude, you just spent 40, 50,000 on a depreciating asset. Soon as you drive off the dealership, you just lost 10,000. That's stupid. You might as well just go down the street and give a homeless person 10,000, right? That's stupid. And every mile you put on the truck loses value. To me, that's just a waste of money. I'd rather put the money in real estate, where I put the money in real estate and the property is going to appreciate and pay cash flow and maintain the money that I put into it. Okay. I mean, I'd be laughing. I'd be on the phone talking to guys. I talk to a lot of guys out here. I get emails from guys. I'll be like, man, you know, guys be sending me messages, man, I just paid cash for my first truck, 40,000. I'm like, oh my God. Why did you do that? It's not a good use of capital, man. You didn't use it properly. You go drive that truck and the truck blow up. Now you just wasted 40,000. You should have put $10,000 down, kept 30. Let the bank take the risk. So if the truck blow up, all you got in the deal was 10,000. Okay, let them take the risk. Okay. I'll be laughing, man. Like it's like, dude, you just threw away 40 grand. I rather put $10,000 down and have a small truck payment and let the bank take the risk. That's how I feel about it. Keep my money. Keep my money to go do other things. I can multiply that money into other things. You can buy 4 trucks. You can buy 4 trucks. That limits your risk. You can buy with 40,000, you can buy 4 trucks, right? You can put $10,000 down on each of those trucks. Right? So now you got 4 trucks. Now you got 4 assets where your risk is spread out a little bit. So if 1 truck breaks down, you still got 3. If 2 trucks break down, you still got 2. See, it's a better game of money. Okay, it's just a better. That's just how I think. That's just how I think. I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, no man, my truck paid for it. Yeah, but it's broke down in the yard. I mean, but see, you spent all your money on the 1 truck. I be pulling my hair out, you know. You appreciate the advice? Yeah, man. DM, where you been, man? I ain't talked to you in a long time. For what's a decent price to pay for a good used fuel tanker trailer? Them tanker trailers expensive, man. They are very expensive. Because, you know, tanker trailers are a specialized, you know, I've seen old raggedy ass tanker trailers from like the 80s running for about 50,000. You know? You just have to research. I don't know too much about tanker trailers, but I've shopped a bunch of trailers and I've seen the prices on trailers, you know, on tanker trailers, and they are very expensive. Virgo Life said you don't buy food with money. Okay, you're gonna start foolishness. I can tell you asking silly questions. You don't buy food with money. 4-4 is a Republican. You ain't never heard that from me. I'm a blue collar working class dude. You ain't never heard me come on my channel talking about I'm a Republican. That don't even make no sense. But then you wreck your credit if you fail by financing. Oh my God. Why are you putting that myth out here in space? Credit is a tool just like money. And see, this the deal when you see, this is exactly what this is exactly what this video is talking about. Ignorance. Like my last video, I talked about, what was my last video? My last video, the video just before this one, is called Rates is Going Up Just a Little Bit. In that video, and I was talking about Donald Trump, and I was talking about bankruptcy and stuff like that. You know, you got guys out here that's scared to go bankrupt. I'm like, dude, like the guy made a comment, and the guy made a comment on the video. He basically said, okay, Donald Trump is broke. He went bankrupt like 20 sometimes, 100 and sometimes. And like my response to him was like, bro, that's the game. Just like the stock market is a Ponzi scheme, the like it goes up and it comes down. It goes up. That's the game, man. They're stealing your wealth. Okay, bankruptcy is the game. Okay, you build a company. You build a company. You make it public. You go public. Everybody, you sell a bunch of shares of your stock. You play the little game for about 5 years. You extract all the money out of it, and then it goes bankrupt, and then you do it again. That's the game, man. That's the game. Going bankrupt, like, you really think when a multi-billion-dollar company goes bankrupt, that the executives of that company is leaving there empty-handed? You're crazy. Have you seen the documentary on the oil company? Watch the documentary on that oil company, Enron. Watch that documentary on Enron. The executives of that company knew that company's gonna go bankrupt long before anybody else knew. It was like 5-10 years before. You know what they was doing? They was selling their shares of the company. Shares in a company ain't nothing more than a Ponzi scheme, man. You misled. Like, oh, it wreck your credit. That's the game. I've had a 500 credit score. I brought my credit score all the way back up to brought my credit score back to a 760. I go out here, start doing business, my credit score drop a little bit. I paid it off, and then that's the game. Credit ain't, you acting like you can't build your credit back up. That's the game, man. Credit is designed to be used. Run around boasting about, oh, I got an 800,000-900,000 credit score don't mean shit if you ain't using it. You ain't using it. It's like you sitting home scared that your credit gonna get messed up. You don't want to go out here and build some wealth because you're scared you're gonna wreck your credit. What's the point of you having credit if all you're gonna buy is a charger and get a Macy's credit card to buy clothes? That ain't what credit was made for. Credit is a business tool. Don't get me started, man. Oh, you're gonna wreck your credit. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. This truck and trailer that I'm sitting in, I didn't put no money down. I got all this just based on credit. I got my trailer with no money down. Thus far, of my own money that I put into this trailer, thus far, I think I may have put about $500 into that trailer since I've had it, because I bought a tire. That's it. I bought a tire. Other than that, the trailer been paying for itself. It's been pulling freight. I haven't put none of my own personal money into buying the trailer. This truck, I didn't put no money down to get this truck. The truck paid for itself. Oh, it's gonna mess up. It's like, dude, it's like I need y'all to listen to my videos, and I need you to really listen to my videos. Okay? Like, if you scared that it's gonna mess up your credit, fine. If you ain't gonna use your credit, what's the point in even having credit if you ain't gonna use it? I'll wait. Somebody gonna give me some stupid excuse. Which you gonna die anyway. You gonna die with a 900 credit score? You gonna die with a 900 credit score broke. That's what you talking about. Man, I got a 900 credit score. But yeah, only thing you had in your entire life was a charger with a $700 a month payment and a Macy's credit card. You ain't never thought to go out here and use your credit to get a duplex, to build wealth. You never thought, oh man, I can use my credit, go out here and start a business. Oh, I can use my credit to go out here and get a $100,000 business credit line. Nah, you scared. Oh, you gonna mess up my credit. For what? You broke. You gonna mess up your credit? But that's the mentality we got out here. That's the mentality we got out here. You know? And you got to learn the game, man. Credit, you can build credit up. You can ruin credit and build it back up. You go into bankruptcy, okay? After 2-3 years, you can turn around and buy another house. That's the game, man. Once you learn the game, it's just like bankruptcy. So, oh, my credit messed up. Okay, you build your credit back up. Like my credit done seen all kind of junk. My credit done been through foreclosures. My credit done been through credit charge-offs. My credit done been through all kind of junk. My credit is, like I said, it went from 500 all the way up to 7. I think the highest my credit score ever been. I think I had a 780 at one time. I had a 780 one time. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tool, man. You got to use it responsibly, just like a gun. You got to use it responsibly. You know? And so, that's the game, man. You got people out here that's got a poor person's mentality, and they always gonna be poor because they think like poor people. You know, they're scared. They worried about stuff, and you worrying about the wrong shit. Like you live in an apartment. What you scared for? You don't own nothing. What the bank gonna come get your big screen TV? You don't own nothing. He's scared of nothing. Oh, you're gonna die with a 900 credit score. You know? But we gotta. I call people out on BS. I debunk myths. You know, when people got myths out here, I debunk them. Because the thing is, I used to think like that. Don't get me wrong. I used to think like that. I used to be somebody, bankruptcy is bad. Nah, man, bankruptcy is a damn business tool. It's an exit strategy. Okay? You go out here, do business, you bump your head a little bit, you go through bankruptcy, okay? You clear that up. After about 2 years, you jump right back out here and do it again. I mean, as simple as that, man. You know, and it's like people go around living their life scared of nothing. And once you do it, you start to understand this is the game. It's like, that's the game, man. What you scared of? The bank ain't come. If you go through bankruptcy court, the bank ain't gonna shoot you. They ain't gonna shoot you. What you scared for? You're gonna have to go to court and go through some rigmarole, and in about a couple years, you do it again. Folk acting like you can't build your credit back up. That's what credit is made for. You build it up, you use it, and look at what the just did when they knew they were just getting sued, sent their money overseas and went bankrupt. That's the game, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just question how long it takes to recover from bankruptcy. About 2 years. About 2 years for the average Joe. I'm new to all these things for the advice. Yeah, it's about 2 years. When when they get the charger, they think they rich now, front and living check to check. Right. That's I need to call you with my new number. What's going on, Mario? Yeah. Scared money don't make no money. Right. And see, like I said, I used to think like that. I used to think like that. And once I started following some of the successful people in history, you just start to understand they use bankruptcy to their advantage. They use credit. They use money. They use people. Henry Ford is one of the most successful social engineers known. Like, if you go back and read his documentary or whatever, like Henry Ford, like he was a great social engineer. He was able to get the right group of people around him to go out here and do business and be successful. And that allowed him to build the Henry Ford Corporation. And because Henry Ford, he wasn't like a smart dude. Like I don't even think he graduated. I don't even think he graduated. I think he went to 6th grade. That's it. He's got a 6th grade education. And, but he's a hardworking dude. And so, I go back through history and I look at all these people in history. I mean, going all the way back to when Jesus walked, okay? You got all these successful people. And the thing is, these guys had a strong work ethic. Like, you can go to each person through history, all the way back to like 1st century. These guys had a strong work ethic. That's one of the gems of making it out here. Don't quit. Like Jay Morrison say, you got to outwork the work, and that's the game. I feel another aspect of the game is planning your next strategy, from driving the truck before your first mile behind the wheel. Right, truck before. You funny as heck, but you telling the truth. Yeah, man, what's going on? What's going on? And all this stuff out here is just tools um, that the English, Great Britain, all those people who left the crown came over here. They got those tools and they came over here and they settled. And they got all those tools of paperwork, corporations, trusts, LLCs, credit, the banking system. They brought all that stuff from Great Britain and England, brought all that stuff off the crown and brought it over here. And there's all tools. And, but the whole game is designed to scare us because we're the working class and we don't know no better. And so you got a select few out here that learn the game and try to go out here and build something. You got some first generation people out here really making it, getting the stuff done, man. Like, you got first generation folk out here. You got generational folk where they wasn't born into wealth. And like, you got, we're seeing the most wealthiest people in our time, man. It's ridiculous. Like, it's a lot of first generation wealthy people out here. It's ridiculous. Because you would think, like, in order to be rich, you have to come from money. But you got a lot of people out here that didn't come from money and like they making it out here on their own. They starting a little small business and boom, you know, and they had a little idea and just boom, and it just and see, you know, uh, you don't have to be uh, a family member of a wealthy family by the time to get these bills. Gotta sign it.
Yeah, you gotta sign around.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go back in. I gotta make sure I check something off of them.
Okay.
Before I let you go. Hold on. See, when I come back, you'll be ready to go.
Okay.
So make sure I got everything right.
This place old school right here. He got a handwritten bill. I thought he was gonna come out with the computer print bill. He got an old school handwritten bill. It's all good, as long as the load pay. Siobhan, you said the rates are horrible out here? Oh man. Yeah, these rates out here, they tough, man. You can still make it, but it's tough. It's real tough. Why have a TMS system? Good idea. They didn't do it right. The whole thing collapsed. What's better tax-wise, LLC or corp? There's no easy answer to that, because I don't want to give you the answer and then you go out there and start an entity and then you figure out it ain't right. It really depends which is better tax wise, LLC or corp. It really depends. It depends how much money you're making. If you're making less than if you're grossing less than 250,000 a year, if your business, not you personally, but if your business is grossing less than maybe 200,000 or so a year, you'll be just fine with an LLC, because with an LLC gives you flexibility to be taxed as an S or taxed as a sole proprietor. So the LLC allows you to grow with it, and you can always assess your tax situation as you grow. So when you start to grow upwards of $500,000, $1 million, then the better entity is a C Corp. The best entity out here is a C Corp. But when you're a small business, it makes no sense to get a C Corp, because you're going to pay a whole bunch of fees to even have a C Corp just to exist, okay? Because a C Corp has to pay its own taxes and stuff, and it has to do its own filings, and all that costs money. That administration costs money. But, it very depends. Okay. All right.
All right, let me take it up on your cash and let you pull up.
Okay.
I can do that.
He only gave me one page.
Oh. One go to you, one go to the customer.
Right. Only got one page. Okay. Making sure these bills good. This thing say 30,000 pounds. Say 30,000 pounds. I'm gonna pull up here a little bit and finish this video for y'all. You about to get your own authority? Yeah, man. I'm gonna answer this question here. Trucker B, he says, why have a TMS system? Well, when you run in a fleet, more than one truck, you absolutely need a TMS system. The reasons why you need a TMS system, you need a way to track your equipment, to track fuel and expenses, to track loads and pay. So the major component that I'm looking for in the TMS system is pay. A system to build settlements and to track loads and pay. So yeah, you need a TMS system. Now you could be one of them guys that like to do everything by hand and all that stuff, but I don't recommend that, because all it takes for a keystroke to be out of place and then you mess something up. And I don't want to mess up guys' pay. And doing all that manual stuff is a lot of work. So it's easy to have a digital, especially with all this technology. It's easy to run a fleet these days because we got all this technology. We got an ELD system. Everything is electronic. We got apps. We got tablets. We got phones. And like with all this stuff going on out here, I would say it's pretty easy to get a fleet up and running because we got all this technology. Everything is in the cloud. I can sign Raycons. I mean, everything is digital. And so I can check broker's credit and everything is digital. I don't even have to print nothing out. I don't have to touch nothing. I can run a fleet from my phone. You get what I'm saying? And so why you need a TMS system? Well, to cut down on a lot of errors and to keep everything streamlined, professional looking. So, I mean, you know, a question like that, I mean, yeah, you need a TMS system. So you need a system to manage dispatching. You need a system to manage payroll, and you need a system to manage loads, incoming, outgoing loads, and you need a system to manage all that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I explained it good enough, but to me, that's a must-have if you're trying to grow a fleet. You know, you got more than one truck, you got 3 trucks, 4 trucks. Ain't no way without a TMS system you can keep track of all that. You know, and you got truck 1, 2, 3, and 4. You got this truck doing X amount of revenue. You got this truck doing X amount of revenue. This truck he did this load, going here to here, and you got this guy here. He got a Freightliner, and his Freightliner doing this, and this truck here, this guy here, he got a Peterbilt, his truck doing this and doing this. This guy over here, he's leasing a trailer, and this guy over here, he owns his trailer with no truck payment, no truck payment, no trailer payment, and so you got to manage all that. And so, yes, you need a TMS system. Yes, you definitely need that. It just makes it easy. You know, but yeah, so I'm gonna get going on this load, and I think I talked I talked about some good stuff on here. Let me see. P. Fitzpatrick said, "Do you use a payroll system?" No, no, because payroll is good for people who have like salaried employees, hourly employees. But if you doing business with contractors, I don't think you need per se a payroll company. So with all the technology that banks have, you really don't need a payroll because with a bank, if you have contractors, if you're paying guys on the 1099, all you got to do is calculate their work, pay them. Calculate their work, pay them. You don't have to deal with FICA. You don't have to do monthly federal tax payments. If you're running your business as a LLC, right, and it's disregarded as a sole proprietor, well, you don't have to deal with that. You just pay them. You don't have to deal with FICA and state taxes because the drivers or whoever you're doing business with, you paying them as a 1099, and they paying their own state federal taxes. I just pay them. So so that's, to me, I don't need a payroll company. And so like with all the features that banks have with like with Bank of America and Wells Fargo and the bank that I use, like you can just send guys payment, right? I don't need a payroll for that. And so like with all the technology that banks have these days, I mean, me personally, payroll companies have a place, but with the technology that banks have, like I can just send somebody a payment. Like you can Cash App somebody. I mean, you can PayPal somebody, like for example, with my tenants, the way that I receive rent is through ACH billing. And so I do direct deposit with my tenants. So when they need to pay me rent, I just, either they fill out a ACH form or they fill out a credit card form or some type of form of payment or a PayPal agreement or something like that. It was like, okay, how you gonna pay the rent? You gonna give me a check, cash, whatever. I don't take cash. I don't ever take cash, except for maybe like paying the deposit or something like that. But all rent payments, I do ACH. So I try to do ACH or credit card or something like that. And so with all this technology, ain't nobody banging on doors to collect rent. Ain't nobody doing that. Because if they don't pay me rent after the third, I'm putting a notice to pay or quit. And then if they don't pay the rent after that, then I'm evicting them. I'm already got proceedings to evict. And if they don't pay the rent, they getting evicted. And I got another tenant in there. And so, but this isn't about, rental properties. But the point I'm trying to make is that with all the banking transactional technology out here, you really don't need a payroll unless you got employees. If you start hiring W-2 employees, you got to keep time. You keep track of their time. You got to keep track of their FICA and their withholdings. So you have to comply with the IRS. So you got to do monthly, quarterly FICA taxes reporting. So that's the only time I recommend getting a payroll. If you're not doing that, don't waste your time paying a payroll. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. It's gonna cost you about anywhere from $50 to $100 an employee to have a payroll. That's just a waste of money. It's gonna be $1,200 per employee. It don't make sense when you can just do it for free through your bank. Just set up an ACH payment. And so whenever I got to pay my guys, it's just go on there, like, okay, this guy here, $3,500, this guy here, $3,200, this guy here, $3,500, boom, 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 submit, and boom, 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 they all get paid. And so you really don't need a payroll. But that's me. That's my opinion. That's what the research that I've done to break all that down. I'm like, I went back and forth looking at all the technology out here, all the banking, all the payroll technology out here. You know, you got QuickBooks, they got a payroll program out here. You can check out your bank. Your bank might have a merchant account, a payroll program, and you start looking at this stuff starts to add up and get expensive. And like, you know, you get to a point and you're like, man, is it worth it to really be in business, man? Because so there are ways to cut down costs and just keep it simple and straightforward. Just hire contractors and pay them straight, and that's it, you know. So paying with Cash App? No, you don't got to pay them with Cash App. You just get a business checking account, and I was just using Cash App as an example with the advances in banking technology these days. You know, ain't nobody collecting checks and sending out checks and printing out checks, and there are companies out here that still pay their people with a paper check. I'm like, man, that's a lot of work. You got to go to the bank, you got to get the check, and you got to secure the checks, because you can't have checks laying around. That's sensitive information. You got to comply with OSHA, employment. You got to comply with all these employer laws, because you got Social Security numbers, bank account numbers out here. You got to put it in a file cabinet. You got to lock it up. You tread on thin ice when you start dealing with that kind of stuff. I don't want to be dealing with papers. I don't want people checking account numbers, and I don't want all that, because you start dealing with people's sensitive information. Now you got to secure that data. You got to put it in a file cabinet with a lock, or you got to put it in a room with a lock on it. No. This is too much. So if you have it in a secure digital space and you use a company like your bank, the bank already doing the work for you. Okay, so they already got the security. All you got to do is put the number in there and you pay them. But yeah, I was just saying, Cash App is just giving an example of like the different advances in technology out here when you want to transfer funds between people. The banking technology has come a long way. Like to run a business these days, a small business, is very easy compared to maybe 10 years ago. I mean, just 10 years ago, you know, just think about if you got a lawn service business and you need to collect payment on cutting grass or cutting hair. Like, just go back 10 years, how difficult that was. Like now, like I said, you can do Cash App, PayPal, you can do Square, you can do it's all kind of ways that you can collect money or pay money to business and organizations. So that's why I say you don't need a payroll company, because there's a lot of companies out here. But hey, I don't ram my mouth, and you just gotta do your research. You know, you get out here doing business, just get out here and do your research and figure that thing out, and you'd be all right, you know. But hey, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta run this load. They got me loaded up. But hey, I appreciate y'all watching videos. I'll see y'all next time.